there's only one standard, and it's not a fair comparison between Trump and Biden. It's called corroboration. With Trump, you had witnesses, first-hand witnesses, that corroborated what he did in both instances when he was impeached. With Biden, you've had a GOP prosecutor look at his son for 5 years. You've had a Democratic prosecutor look at this, and there's been no corroboration and no first-hand witnesses. In the Burisma report, it's all conjecture and hearsay. Even Burisma's CEO doesn't agree or doesn't confirm that they paid them hundreds of thousands of dollars or $500,000. And so an impeachment inquiry is a political process. It's been investigated already. This is going nowhere, and you're going to give Biden a win. Getting indicted and convicted is going to be very harmful.
Yeah, those are
I'd
two
rather
different
be
things.
campaigning, it is, but I'd rather be campaigning than sitting in a courtroom. And on the criminal piece, he's got to sit in the courtroom. That May 25th day that's coming up, and that date's going to probably stick, and if he gets indicted again, he's going to be in court more than he's going to be campaigning.
But is he going to be able to appeal everything until after the election?
Yes, he will, if he gets convicted. If he gets convicted, he'll be able to appeal. It'll be up to the judge as to whether he stays out on appeal. And now we're in uncharted territory. Let's say he gets convicted of 30 felonies, if you will, right? Let's just say that, right? And they're all up on appeal, and he stays in the race. I don't think he's going to stay in the race, but let's say he stays in the race. And what happens if he loses all his appeal and he's the nominee? I don't think a Republican nominee, under several convictions, they can run and stay in the race. But I don't think this country is going to elect Donald Trump under those circumstances, whether it's Biden or anybody else. I just don't see it happening. You get him one-on-one, he's got 30 to 40% of the vote on the GOP side. You're not going to shake those voters from him. You got to go find new GOP voters. 60 to 70% are out there. And what these candidates are doing, they're not doing that yet. But if you had one or two in, they could go find those new GOP voters and try to convince them to support him, support themselves, or another candidate other than Donald Trump. Right. And that's how you kind of go around him or go through. The Republicans, they always get a dig in on the Dems and what have you. But the reality is, he's driving this negative narrative regarding the military and the holdup of the appointments. Now, as I understand it, the Dems, or the Democratic Senate, could do this one at a time, but it would take forever. I'm surprised they're not having discussions between the Democrats and the Republicans to try to move this ball. I know the White House has called it dangerous and what have you, and it is, but it just seems to me that the politicalization and weaponization is coming from Tuberville for the military, right? The military has been politicized and weaponized by him over this abortion issue. That doesn't seem fair.
Has the military, though, been weaponized and politicized by Senator Tuberville? Or, I mean, it is Biden who imposed the vaccine mandate and got 8,000 service members to quit. They haven't met their recruiting goals last year, not even close, and this year is looking worse. And what they've done is put like a drag queen Navy person as one of their official spokespeople. If we're talking about making the military political, it is not Senator Tuberville that is starting that.
The president's the commander-in-chief. I'm not sure how the commander-in-chief of our military could politicize anything or weaponize anything, and the military is open to everyone who wants to serve, regardless of their sexual orientation.